Hey everyone, in this video, we'll be covering a small segment of the guidebook I just wrote. We'll be covering email infrastructure. We'll be going through the domains and email account setup process. What are the records you'll have to install? What are rotational pool cycles? How do you minimize your losses? How do you diversify, etc. Right? Start off, a lot of you might have heard this, a lot of new tech that's coming in the market like Infamail, Superwave, what else? I think there are a couple of more other softwares that are coming in the market that help you purchase domains at bulk, set up email accounts, and help you kind of automate the entire process. So, if you're, let's say, installing 100, 200 email accounts for clients, doing it the traditional route via Google or Outlook might kind of be difficult. So, things like, softwares like Infamail and Superwave kind of simplify the entire process. But what we have seen off late is these softwares are super volatile, and you usually start seeing your deliverability go down the drain in the first 2 to 3 weeks of you actually using them, right? Because they still haven't nailed the tech. So we'll actually be sticking to the usual Gmail and Outlook accounts for our outreach, and our main goal is to diversify our service providers so that we minimize our losses during lockouts, spam blocks, etc. Right? Now, coming to domains and email account setup. For domains, we purchased 16 domains, which is purchased across Porkbun and GoDaddy. We don't use Namecheap because Spamhaus, which is an anti-spam DNS blacklist service, rec Namecheap sometime around last year. So any domain purchased from Namecheap is automatically blacklisted. Right, so we refrain ourselves from purchasing accounts or domains on Namecheap. We stick to Porkbun and GoDaddy, and you can do an even split: 8 domains on GoDaddy, 8 domains on Porkbun. Right, now coming to the naming conventions, we usually use only .com domains. Since it's a top-level domain, it has a higher threshold to get blacklisted. Since you do cold emailing, you're bound to get blacklisted because you're sending 30, 40, 50 emails on a daily basis, which is kind of unusual and doesn't seem natural, right? So most of these ESPs usually put you under spam blocks, etc. So the only way you'll be able to mitigate this is by having multiple different providers and also using top-level domains which have a higher threshold, to get blacklisted. Number 2 is you don't use hyphens or numbers in your domains. Again, there's no specific reason for this. You've seen most spammers use naming conventions that have special characters, numbers, hyphens, etc. And so we kind of refrain ourselves from purchasing domains in that particular structure. So here are a few good examples of secondary domains. So for example, let's say your main domain is abc.com. A good example of a secondary domain would be weareabc.com, abcconsulting.com, abcllc.com, right? Again, if you're purchasing 16 domains, of course, you need a bunch of, different conventions. So for that, you can use ChatGPT to come up with different variations, right? We pretty much use the same conventions. So our company is iGenX Media, so we use iGenXMediaLLC.com, iGenXMediaConsulting.com, and so on. So that's regarding domain setup. Now, coming to DNS setup, there are 3 records which are crucial for email, deliverability, which is DMARC, SPF, and DKIM. And here's how you go on about setting it up for Google plus GoDaddy. So let's say you purchase your domains on GoDaddy, and you have your ESP, which is Google or G Suite, right? So to set up SPF record, you go to GoDaddy, that's your DNS registrar, you select type TXT, name @ and this is the value you'll copy paste. So the only change you'll have to make would be with the domain name. So for example, let's say your domain is abc.com, you'll have abc.com here. If not, I'll just put a general syntax, which would be domain name. So you replace your domain name, with that particular placeholder. Now coming to DMARC, type is again txt @v is equal to DMARC, etc. So this will set your DMARC record up. Now in order to set up DKIM, first you'll have to activate your email accounts because you'll be generating the code for the DKIM record on your email service provider, which is Google, right? So once you've set the email accounts up, you log into your admin console, you'll click on applications or apps. After clicking on apps, you'll go to workspace. Then you click on Google, you click on Gmail, and then you click on authenticate email, and you'll see this pop up. So you click on generate record, you copy paste this txt record value, you paste it in GoDaddy. This is the convention. So again, a txt record name is equal to google._domain key value. You paste this particular record. So it usually takes around 5 to 10 minutes for the records to propagate from the DNS registrar where you paste it, and for Google to actually authenticate it. So give it a few minutes and just click on start authentication, and you're good to go. So these 3 records are crucial before you start sending out any emails, and that's regarding domain and record setup, right? Now moving on to email accounts, we usually purchase, I'd say, around 40 to 50 email accounts for each one of our clients, and we split it across G Suite and Outlook. We maintain a 60-40 split between G Suite and Outlook accounts as a safety measure against potential lockouts, as ASPs often change their policies, and as we went over earlier. So FYI, the Outlook or the Gmail accounts that you purchase are not offered in GoDaddy during checkout. So most people kind of get this confused. They purchase Outlook accounts, which they get an option to when they purchase the domains, right? So let's say you purchase your domains on GoDaddy. During checkout, you get an option to purchase Outlook accounts, and most of them purchase Outlook accounts on GoDaddy. So what usually happens is when you purchase those $1 or $2 Outlook or Gmail accounts, they put you in the cheaper IP pools, which you clearly don't want to be in, right? So that's a completely different purchase. So you purchase domains on GoDaddy or on Pokebun, and you purchase Gmail accounts and Outlook accounts on the Gmail or Outlook website. So in our setup, we have 10 domains. We'll be setting up with G Suite, and the remaining 8 will be set up with Outlook, and we have 1 to 3 users per domain. So here's the setup. So in G Suite, we have one workspace, and one workspace can hold, I think, around 20 domains. But as a safety precaution, we only keep it to 10 domains, and then each domain has 3 users. And the Outlook equivalent of workspace is a tenant. And again, we follow the same process. So one tenant has around 1 to 10 domains and 1 to 3 users per domain. Now, tip is use virtual cards to purchase email accounts if you're based out of the EU or USA. Email service providers attribute a domain blacklist to the associated credit or debit card. So this could potentially lead to all of your domains getting blacklisted. And especially if you're doing it for your clients, you'll have to be more careful, because you'll be probably jeopardizing 100 200 different email accounts, right? So make sure you use virtual cards to purchase email accounts if you're based out of Europe or USA. Let's say you're based out of India, it's preferable for you to use virtual cards, but I don't think there are any service providers in the Indian or the Asian market that provide you virtual cards. So in that case, it's preferable for your clients to actually purchase accounts on their end, and you don't set it up by yourself, right? Now, coming to rotational pool cycles, we follow a 70-30 split between outreach email accounts and warm-up accounts. So of the 50 email accounts we've set up, 35 email accounts are used for outreach on a daily basis. So you go through a 2-week-long warm-up process where not sending out any emails. You use service providers like Instantly or SmartLead that help automate the warm-up process. So they automatically send and receive replies from other email accounts in that specific pool. This will help you improve your email account's health. So you do that for the first 14 days. And once you're done, you use only 35 accounts of the 50 accounts you have in your outreach set, to send out emails. The remaining 15 are just backup accounts, which are solely on warm-up. This is done to ensure that in case Google or Outlook decides to lock out our accounts, we are not at a disadvantage. And trust me, regardless of how strict your guardrails are, you're bound to get locked out, you're bound to get blacklisted, etc. So it's always better to make sure you have a bunch of accounts that are always on warm-up, which you can, kind of automatically rotate and put them back into outreach if any one of your, outreach accounts end up getting blacklisted. So as anytime an email account takes a deliverability hit, we have ready-to-use accounts that we can rotate ASAP without having to wait 14 days to warm up. I think that's about it. I think we covered the majority portion of the setup process. Of course, there are a few smaller units that are kind of missing in the guidebook, which I'll put it over the course of this week. But anyways, this kind of covers the majority chunk of the setup process. And make sure you follow each step diligently before you actually send out any emails. This will save you, a lot of time, during outreach. So yeah, that's about it. Have a great day.